All right, fucking Danny. Welcome to Let's See What Happens podcast, homies.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ring the bell, dog. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell?
Yep.
What is this? This is gonna... It brings spirits?
Ding, fucking ding, dog. I don't know. Just, something to do. I also thought about maybe bringing like a rock in here. Not everybody walks in and rubs a rock or some shit like that.
You're gonna do like the Apollo where they rub the stone?
Oh no, you know
the
what?
stump, the tree stump.
Something like that to create some type of a tradition.
Have him kick the bag behind you. Be like, yeah, welcome. Kick the shit out of his bag.
You know what's up with the bottom of these?
I'm gonna finish this right here.
All right.
And I think I'm gonna work on some of this.
Boom. All right. Today, I'm doing this, drinking some wine. My plan is to just catch a buzz and not get fucked up.
That's the best.
I have no idea if this is a good one or a bad one. I do like Pinot Noirs, but I just like the whole idea of these two guys dancing.
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? There you go.
All right.
Who knows?
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Thanks for hosting.
All right, dude. So I wanted first. I don't know if I told you, but I wanted to start with the story, right?
A story?
A story. A story of an experience that I had in the airport, but I don't want to go that direction because I've been looking into Palestine and Israel, dog.
That's just crazy.
And so not just what is happening, like currently happening right now, but what, like the history of Israel. The history. I didn't know this shit, dog. Like Israel is new.
Ish, yeah.
New-ish.
1940 something.
Okay, so
48.
tell me if I'm correct. You know, like history of Israel, history of Palestine. You know anything like that?
Let me preference anything I'm going to say here with I'm a complete dumbass. I know nothing of nothing. But,
Perfect.
But I spent a lot of time just going online, looking and feeling.
Right, hell yeah.
Dude, when this shit blew off. Just like when it blew up in Ukraine, I was like, fuck, dude, nuclear war, dude, that's everyone's fear, bro. Like, I can't tell you how many times at night, I like, there have been times where I'm like, just laying there, my eyes closed, not even trying to go to sleep, just thinking like, man, that flash is going to kill so many people. And then we're in LA, we're in California. You know this is a prime spot.
Yeah. Prime
spot. Why not? You know? And every time I turn on the news, now, it's to a point where it's become so like regular. Now it's faded into the background of all the other bullshit.
Like what is regular now?
Well, it's just like just like the Iraq War. That popped off and everyone's going to war.
Right.
We got to get these guys. Weapons of mass destruction. We're like, man, it's crazy.
Like the story lost steam.
Oh no, it becomes normal
because we're exposed to it so much.
Because like it's just like anything else. Something pops off, whether it be a war, or whether it be something cultural, whether it be like a new phone, whatever, new technology, and then after a while, that luster or that craziness of like, what's going on? I got to know all the information. Then it becomes normal,
right? And
then now you're just living. Well, now there's another 2 wars going on.
It's like it's always something new.
Yeah.
Have you ever read 1984?
No, I haven't read it, but I know I know a lot about it. Well, not a lot. I know from what I've heard and cliff notes and stuff. Never read it.
It's like we're living in 1984. In 1984, there's three like big nations, that have pretty much divided the world up. Or is it 3? Is it 4? It's nations that have divided the world up, right? Say 3 big nations, and they are in constant war, and that constant war keeps the civilization, the people, the residents of those countries, it keeps them in a certain like state of mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's always something new. Oh, we're not fighting them now. Oh, we're fighting them now. Oh, we're not fighting them. We're fighting them now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these nations are in total control of the news. They're in total control of all the information. So the only information the people know from that country is the information that is being given to them by Big Brother. That's where the term Big Brother came from.
Well, that's what's going on now in
Exactly,
regular
dog.
media.
When I was reading that, I was fucking tripping out. I finished that book about 3 months ago, and I'm going through. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Oh,
dude,
what the fuck?
In regular, you turn on the TV. If you have cable, I don't have cable. You know, I have no cable. Anything we watch, we stream from either Netflix,
Yeah, that's what I do.
Hulu, whatever it is. But even then, it's only like, oh, let's watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not watching.
You're not flipping through channels.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so, but there's a ton of people that do have cable and that just flip it on and leave a local news station on, one of the big news stations on all the time. And it's just playing that in the background.
Right.
And so subconsciously, all that stuff just seeps.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, depending on what side you're on, you know, right or left, blue or red, you just, it seeps into there, and then everything is seen through that color glasses that you've been, you know. Yeah. I don't have that. We don't watch TV like that. Anything, you know, I just cruise and see what's trending or what's going on, what's new, and that's where you come across like, oh, these fools just crossed into the border and on paragliders. I'm like, whoa!
And how was that possible? How were they able to do that and get past the Iron Dome defense?
Dude, well, they just a report came out. What, today's Saturday? 2 days ago, Thursday, Friday, that they knew about the attacks a year ahead.
Of course they did.
Of course. So, and they saw them practicing, and they had reports of training going on and things like that. I mean, you got a country that has the best surveillance, the best. A rat doesn't sneak across the border without them knowing about it, and you let this happen. This goes down. You know, the walls collapse, or they get over power gliders. They dug tunnels underneath, all that shit. How do you not know this? Because and in the report that just got released, they knew about it a year ahead of time, and the people reporting was like, "Hey, this looks like this is not just a tit for tat. You know, you threw a bomb, we're gonna throw a bomb. This is a fuse being lit for something bigger."
Oh shit!
And this is what they kept telling him over the course of a year, and they were like, "Okay." Which leads me to believe, yeah, they wanted that to go down, so that way, you have reason to go, oh, we got to clear them out now.
We got to annihilate them.
Yeah, it's like when they have protests, and then it's peaceful protests, people like protesting whatever, and then you got one or two dudes running around in black masks breaking windows. They're not part of the regular protest. They're there to
antagonizers.
Yeah, they're there to spice it up, antagonize it.
Spice it up.
Yeah. And then get shit popping, and then now they have a reason to go ahead and shut down that protest because it became violent. It became whatever it is. It erupted. The words that they use in the media. So that's how it goes out. Everything has a reason, and people know about all this stuff. Yeah, for sure.
It's like I was tripping out. Okay, so Israel was created on Palestinian land.
Yeah. Dude,
right?
Okay. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Okay, so Israel was created on Palestinian land. They promised the Jews were promised, or I think it was called the Balfour Letter. Okay, the Balfour Letter was written, and that Balfour letter talked about a safe place for the Jewish community.
Right.
And that was supposed to be in Palestine, right?
Which is their promised land this land is promised them because it's their holy land.
You're talking about the Jews?
Yeah.
And that's okay. So, because the Jews were exiled.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So their claim to this land is that this is originally their land that they were exiled from by Egypt.
Right.
Ramses.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck? This is the story of fucking Moses.
Right. This is so far. This is what gets me. I'm like,
right now. I just want to
yeah.
Because this is when Moses and the Jews were exiled from Egypt, and they were wandering around for 40 years, right?
In the desert.
Yeah. In the desert, and so
Again,
wow, that's what the argument goes back to. Wow, that's fucking crazy, dog. It's like manifest destiny. The way they used manifest destiny over here to justify what the United, justify the actions here.
Yeah.
That's like what they used. They used the 40 years of exile as justification to set up shop in fucking Palestine.
Yeah.
Am I right? Or am I fucking off? Am I off?
Dude, we're two dumbasses trying to figure out fucking politics across the globe. Dude, but yeah,
I'm just trying to find the truth.
Yeah. Well, the truth is, it's over land, and you have one side saying this is our land, and you have the other side saying your land. We've been here, and then you have one side saying but this is our land. It was promised to us by God, but
Yes.
And then in 1948, I think it was all the a lot of countries after World War II happened. This is from what I know. Again, this is just pure bro history.
Yeah.
After that, a coalition of countries helped the Israel's create, or the Zionists create Israel in the middle of Palestine for a Palestinian state within the Holy Land, and apparently even before that, Jews were there and everyone lived copacetic.
Yes.
And then after 48, the wars happened where Egypt was coming in and they fought off the war of 1948.
I think it was like the Moors, the Ottoman Empire.
This is even after that. This is like 1948.
Okay.
And so Egypt and there's the war of 1948. Don't know. I know it involved Egypt and a couple other people. And then the Israel's like, no, this is our shit. And Palestinians is like, oh fuck. And then the Israel's had all the backing of United States and all the other countries.
UK,
and they're like, what are you gonna do?
Well, not UK, England,
whatever. And they occupied
the Crown.
Yeah, and then things were peaceful more or less, and then some Palestinians are like, fuck this is our country, and Israel is no, this is our, and they battled, built the wall. One country has the backing of the world, pretty much, the big brother of USA, right? And this other country, no one really gets its back. So they're just people living there and stuck.
They're like the Native Americans.
Yeah, but at least the United States give the Native Americans, like, here, you stay over there.
Reservations. Instead, they get the Gaza Strip.
Yeah.
Right? The Gaza Strip is like one big reservation.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah. And from what I've seen online, man, that like, you'll see certain things on news or whatever, but if you go online, dude, you see the...
Like the real shit that's going on down
the
there.
brutality, the fucking flattening of fucking everything, dude. Smoldering. It straight up looks like a Mad Max, like smoldering piles of rubble and fucking
bodies.
People walking around half naked, burnt.
Darla was telling me about a video that she saw of a man who found his daughter, and he found his daughter. She was dead, but he was crying. He was so happy that she was dead because he says, at least I know now that she's not getting fucking raped to death.
It's crazy, man. Like I saw
imagine that though, dog. To think that, be like, oh my god, there she is. I'm so. This is not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario that she would still be alive and be a prisoner.
Dude, I saw a video of some guy was walking around outside a hospital with a shopping bag with body parts. And he's like, "These are my kids.
Oh my god,
these are my kids. This is what's left of my." And I was like, whew.
Oh my god, dog.
Imagine, dude.
Hey, but that's the reality of the world, though. You know what I mean? Like, the reality of the world is okay. So, yeah, the reality of the world is exactly that right there. Like, that's not even how bad it could get, because it could get worse than that. It has been worse than that throughout history. You know what I mean? Right. And that's okay. That's another. Okay, so now this is a question that I've been like going over in my head, and I've been trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, and I think I know what's right. And I've hit it. I've asked a couple of people. I want to ask you. When is it right to totally annihilate your enemy? And when I say totally annihilate them, I mean like fucking wipe them off the face of the earth, so you never have to worry about them seeking revenge. To kill the king, you have to kill the prince. To kill the prince, you have to kill his. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you have to continue to wipe people out if you want to live safely and not worry about some motherfucker coming.
Sure, but then you're talking about mass genocide. You're talking about wiping out races and countries.
Yes.
People. I mean,
when is that right? Is it ever right?
No, it's not, because you have people there that don't believe in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so for every, in the Gaza Strip. I mean, now it's hard because with the ongoing campaigns of bombings and all that stuff, you're just creating more justification for the next generation to be like, I'm joining these guys.
Right. Because it's innocent lives, right?
You killed my whole family. But there's people that don't want any of that. There's people that don't want this side or that side. They just want to live. It's like you just want to live and see your boys grow up.
I don't want to be caught in some bullshit fucking war
like
that.
Right. But now you are. I mean, and now you're caught in the middle. You're running with your kids. You're running with whatever, your luggage, whatever. But you don't want this side to win. You don't care. You just want to live.
Yeah, man, that's fucking.
So now because
that's a straight rock and a hard place.
Yeah, well now you're running to the fucking border and you see bombs coming. You're like, what the fuck? I don't care about any of this.
Right.
So
you cannot totally annihilate. Like, okay, so like in the situation like this, like you can't wipe out you cannot wipe out a civilization, because there's people in that civilization that don't want no part of this fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, what is that?
That's like people saying, that's like people going like, look at America, all America, outside of the country, other countries, they look at us a certain way, whether it be like, oh, all you guys are just crazy gun-toting people.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of us are.
Right.
That's like, look at America, all you guys like rock and roll hamburgers or whatever the fuck they might think overseas. That's not all of us.
When the Iraq war kicked off, when the Iraq, am I saying that fucking right? Iraq?
Mm-hmm.
Iraq war. When the Iraq war kicked off, I was in Italy. I was in Europe in 2002, right?
Mm.
Hey man, motherfuckers didn't like us over there because of that. They were like there was spray paint on the walls in Florence, USA, with swastikas. Like, dude, it was bad, man. It was like, people were like fucking mad at us, and I was like, what the fuck? I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
that's not my pedo, but because of my association, because I'm from the States,
exactly,
they were like, fuck you too.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. So now ask yourself that same question again. Is it right to go ahead and wipe out everybody?
Maybe just your enemies.
Exactly.
And then how do you figure out your enemies from your not enemies?
Well, and that's the thing. So that's what Hamas is doing, like going into hospitals or underground or this or that, integrating with society. It's guerrilla warfare. It's like you don't know who's your enemy and who's not, who's a civilian, who's just trying to, I seen videos where they were shooting like 9-10-year-old kids in the street, and the kids are like, like, hey, what the fuck, and they're just, in the middle of a war. It's horrible.
Yeah, war is
hell. And those kids didn't deserve that, for sure. No, the ladies, the women and children running, even nobody, none of them. But that's a war fought in a city. And
it's being fought. Okay, and Hamas, they're doing that on purpose because of that reason.
Yeah.
It's like them standing behind civilians for protection.
Yeah, but it's not working. I mean, because they're still,
just fucking just going for it.
Yeah.
Is it a genocide?
That's what that's what it seems like, because now they've walked back a lot of their rhetoric that they've said. Like I've seen, like saying like, we're here to wipe everybody out. We want to flatten Gaza. We want, and it's like, but you're talking about a bunch of civilians in there too, like millions of people that have nothing to do with this conflict, and it's like, then they walk it back like, no, now we're gonna, really try to target and really try to focus.
That's a hard one, dude. That's a hard situation to be in.
Yeah, it's hard, and
because you want to protect your people, right? You know what I'm saying? You want to protect your people, or your country, the people that live in your country. You want to protect them and make sure that they're safe. And so then, when it comes down to it, in order to protect them and make sure that they're safe, do you do what you got to do in order to achieve that? In order to achieve,
but it's like
a prosperous society, do you need to do that?
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like
you're trying to.
Is there going to be innocent innocent sacrifices in order to make sure that your innocent is not sacrificed.
Well, look what happened in Afghanistan. A lot of people died too. Drone strikes, bombing strikes.
Yeah,
a lot of
man.
innocent people that had nothing to do with anything.
Exactly.
Wedding parties.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, you things are gonna happen.
Things are gonna happen, dude.
And it sucks and it's sad. And we shouldn't even be, you know, in my opinion, like that's their issue. We got to worry about shit here. Here, it's crazy, dude.
Fuck yeah.
We got homeless people fighting in the streets naked. I've seen it. Like, you know how many times I'm driving around Long Beach and my kids are like, "Look at that homeless guy." I'm like, "Hey, he's naked," shouting at the naked in the streets,
taking shits in the streets. I've seen that many times. Fucking downtown and fucking Long Beach. Motherfuckers taking shits in the streets
everywhere.
Like nothing.
But yet we can accidentally send Ukraine $6 billion. Oops, sorry, that was an accident. But keep it though. You know, that's what I don't get. You know, who was it? Tupac. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Like, you know, like
yeah.
$6 million came out of nowhere for money comes out of nowhere for all these things, whether it be weapon systems, whether it be supporting a country, whether it be aid, and it just goes out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the fuck did they get that money from?
Yeah.
How come we're not getting any of that money? And then during COVID, they go,
where are they getting the money from? Because the money means nothing, because our Federal Reserve is empty, because our fucking money system is based on fucking debt, not gold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like fucking invisible money. Okay, so what you just said right now, like, I'm down though, dog. I'm down to help out around the world, Mo. I'm down. If I was fucking president, I'd be down. Hey, I'm down to help them out. You need help? I got you. You need help? I got you. I got you. But wait up. Let me fucking settle my fucking home first. Let me make sure that we're good here first. You know, you can't give from an empty cup. Let me make sure that the cup of the United States is full first. Do whatever that I got to do to make sure that motherfucker's full. Make sure that my society's fucking good. And once we're good, once we're fucking balanced, now we can start shooting resources off to everybody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm down for that, dog. But like you said, we're all fucked up here, and we need to fucking something should be done here before we do anything anywhere else. All that fucking money giving.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are we fucked up and be like, yo, but we're gonna help you?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What about me, motherfucker? Yeah. What about us? What about that motherfucker over there? Yeah. We need more than that. We need to take care of that, and then that goes again, like what I said. Like, you need to do what you got to do in order to protect your own before you protect anybody else.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I understand. You know, as a country, you have treaties, trade treaties, protection, you know, all that stuff. Like, you know, if someone fucks with you, we got your back. That kind of shit. I get it. But it's also part of your duty to be like, hey, y'all need to chill a little bit. Pull it back. You know, like, whoa, let's have some talks. Let's figure this out before we level a fucking city and kill millions of people. And then be like,
there's got to be a different way.
And then, by the way, we didn't even get Hamas. like because that's what happened to we were after the Taliban for so long.
Yeah.
Now they're the government in Afghanistan that we deal with, that we give money to.
Yeah, is that crazy?
What happened?
Yeah, is that crazy?
I thought we were supposed to wipe them out, but when the troops backed out of Afghanistan, they made deals with the Taliban. Hey, don't shoot down our planes. Let us get out of there. Because now they're the ruling. You know, faction. They're the ruling party in Afghanistan. So it's like,
what happened to we don't negotiate with terrorists?
I mean, you know, I don't know.
Is that a thing, or did I just think?
Yeah. But then maybe, all right. but also, you know, like our mission was complete. Apparently, supposedly, we got Bin Laden, threw him in the fucking Mediterranean or the Black Sea, one of those two. I
think we threw him in the deepest trench in the ocean, right? Supposedly. Like they did to the Transformers. Right? The Mariana Trench. Right?
The Mariana Trench?
Hey, good to have you, Holmes. Good. Man, cheers, brother.
Dude, imagine in that movie, you see a fucking, as the Transformers are coming out the trench, you see a little fucking body right there, dude.
Yeah, dog. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Oh.
That would be a great little
Easter egg. And then people would be like, nah, I saw it in the movie. It's legit.
Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah. I saw it in the movie. They wouldn't put it in the fucking movie. You know,
fuckers. So all right. So another thing, because we were talking about history, right? We're talking about the history, and we're like, yeah.
I don't know how, because I'm too stupid to
we're trying to figure shit out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We're just
yeah.
throwing it all on the table and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
answer some questions. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
But this is another thing that this is something else that I fucking think and I believe that anything could be possible because we don't know the true history, dog. We don't know the true history because the winners of the wars are the ones who decide how history is remembered.
They write the history. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we don't know the truth, dog, behind shit.
Yeah.
Because that part of history is not, we're not allowed to know. People do know that history, but we're not at that. We're not. That's higher. That's above our pay grade.
Yeah.
We're just taught what we are supposed to know, what we're allowed to know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here you're going to learn American history. You learn world history, but you learn world history through America's eyes. You know what I mean? Like the same thing with like I'm pretty sure Germany has their history, and you learn all their German history, and then everything up until World War II. And I'd be curious to see. I have a German friend, and I would ask him all the time, "Hey, what did you guys learn in school? Like in Germany?" He'd be like, "We just went to war and lost the war." Like, okay, but he probably views it a different way. You know what I mean? Like every country has their own history, of course. And I wonder what kind of history. Like we learn world history about World War One, World War Two, in high school. Really, I mean, when you go to college, you can dive into fucking French history deep or whatever.
Get a little widen that up a little bit.
Yeah, but most people don't go to college and want to take up some fucking history from another country. They do other shit, you know. And I'd be curious to find out, like, hey, does their history, like, do they look at us like those fucking Americans?
Do they match?
Well, yeah, if they match, right? Yeah. But the lens or the tint, they see it through like those fucking guys win every war or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fucking bullies.
Yeah.
In the history, in recorded history, the United States is the country that has invaded the most. That has invaded other countries the most.
Dude, I saw a thing on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, where it showed a map, and it showed every country where America had a hand in overthrowing the government and putting in a proxy person, and it was all of South America,
right?
Different times,
yeah.
1840, 19 whatever, 1904, all the way up until 2020, 2019, 2022, when they had a hand in what was going on in Venezuela, you know.
Yeah.
And then they showed Hawaii, the bigger map.
Hawaii, dude. We fucking did that in Hawaii. I think that was like, I was watching somebody talk about how Hawaii was the first experimental coup that the United States went forward on. Like they went over there and they took out the Hawaiian royalty and switched them and put
their people. Person. Yeah, they put their own person.
It was Dole, dog. Dole pineapple.
Yeah.
The Dole family.
Yeah.
That's what they put in there.
Yeah.
But then I think this to myself. Okay, so we're the United States. We're invading. Like we have conducted the most invasions in the history, right? We are going to different countries and we're participating in these coups and we're replacing leaders with the leaders that we want to be in there, right? Would that be a good thing if it benefited our society?
I mean,
like if that,
that's the reason.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the reason they're doing it, to be like, we have a problem over here. Let's put our guy in there. But because then it makes it easier. Then we can get trade easier. Then we can get we could have flexibility. We can have sway over what happens in these areas. We don't have to worry about
having to fight them later down the line.
That, but also let's get a little bit of that money. That's all it is. That's all. It's always about that.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
for sure. It's always about like let's get a little bit of money on here. You know what I mean? Like,
and so when it's about that, when it's all about the money for the benefit of not us, but for the benefit of like them.
Yeah,
that's when it's bad, dog. If it's not going to benefit,
but those are the people those are the people that are control this shit. Them, the higher ups, the fucking deep state, the whatever you want to call them. Like, there was a video that came out like not too long ago that showed like, and it was from like the early 2000s, where it shows a general talking about the wars that we're gonna have coming up,
Mm.
and
yeah, he saw a list.
Yeah, and he was like,
said, sure enough, boom, 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 boom. It was like 8 countries in the Middle East.
Yeah. And what's going on? That same fucking game plan.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to war with Iraq. Why Iraq? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Did they hit 9/11? No, it was the Saudis that did it. The Saudis backed that plan. And how come we're not going up to Saudi Arabia?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're our allies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we work with them, the oil, and the money. Like,
right.
But Afghanistan, you know, all these other countries, you know, like yeah, he had a list of 8 countries.
Yeah,
and sure enough, right?
Hey, check this out. So that list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Libya, Iraq. Okay, so
again, dude, we know nothing about this shit. This is all shit from videos that I've seen.
Okay, so Libya and Iraq, Doc. Okay, so we fucking went in there, right? This is I'm going on the alternative. I'm going down the alternative fucking alternative explanation, alternative reason, right? So we said that we went in there to fucking take Gaddafi out because Gaddafi was a fucking psychopath, right?
We put him in there.
But Gaddafi had plans, or he was about to kick off a currency for Africa that was supported by gold, and he was going to leave the American dollar, or leave oil, or leave some shit. He was going to do something. He had his own independent bank. The World Bank was not there yet, right? They did not have a Federal Reserve Bank there, right? So we went in there, fucking smashed them, took out fucking Gaddafi, and now they have a Federal Reserve type of bank. We did the same thing. Iraq was the same thing. Hussein, he wanted to create his own currency backed by gold, right? He wanted to leave oil. He wanted to leave the dollar. So we went in there, took that motherfucker out, right? Took all his gold, took all Gaddafi's gold as well, and put in a Federal Reserve Bank. Iran, they don't have a Federal Reserve Bank, right?
Yeah.
North Korea doesn't have a Federal Reserve Bank, and those 2 countries are like low key our biggest enemies right now, aren't they?
Oh, fucking low key, high key, bro.
High key.
It's like they're out there, bro.
So there's a once again alternative reason or alternative history, or fucking call it a conspiracy theory if people please, you could call it conspiracy theory, that that the United States is being used as the tip of the spear for the bankers, right? Or for whoever it is that's running the world, to go around the world, conquer, boom, 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 set everybody in line to how they want the world to run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Yeah, no, they're putting their ducks in a row.
And they're using us, the United States, as the tip of the spear, our military as the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, dog. Like I said, we do not know the truth about anything,
Dude,
therefore anything is possible.
Dude, we're not going to know the truth about anything.
That fucking sucks.
It does. Because there's certain people that do know the truth. But see, this is the thing. What's your reality? Like, and now this is going to sound super, like, heady and shit, but what's your reality?
Do it.
Your reality?
Do it.
your reality is what? You go to work, come home, you're with your kids,
mm-hmm.
you go on vacation, take it with your wife, do it again, do it again. You work out. You keep you and yours busy. You know what I mean? Then that's it.
Right.
That's your reality.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, like I said, that the reality for that guy in the video holding his kids in a fucking bag. That's his fucking reality. That
fucking sucks.
That's a fucking shit reality.
But you see, that reality that you just described. Okay, yes, but I know there is more.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I know there is.
No, for sure. And
that's why I started this podcast. That's what I've been doing for as long as I can remember.
Dude,
I know there's something more, and I have gone down a lot of different roads, a lot of different rabbit holes, right? And the one that I'm currently going down right now, that I have learned a lot about, read a lot about, I feel is my path where I'm going. And I've always been interested in like invisible, like what you can't see, like what we possess, like powers that we possess that you can't see, that we can't see, powers that are beyond our senses, that are beyond what we've been taught.
Well, look at
Right?
like you like the men that stare at goats. You know about that?
Yes.
Yeah, like those guys, or
You know what I'm saying?
or remote viewing.
Yes.
Dude.
So that right there, those two that you just mentioned are those are powers that we possess, but we have either forgot about how to use them, we are no longer taught how to use them, or it's just been bred out of us.
You know what? That's like when people use DMT.
Yes.
And they go into the other dimension, the other realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they see and interact and have all these crazy experiences with entities. They,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've never done it. I'm curious, but they see the elves and they see the purple lady and they
Mm-hmm.
see all these things, and all these people see the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe little different variations. The elves are maybe green instead of blue, or the purple lady's dancing, but maybe she's not dancing now. She's, you know, cooking or whatever. But they see the same things, and yeah, maybe there is a different realm or another.
There is,
dude. Like right now, there, like with everything that's going on with fucking UAPs and shit like that, UFOs and seeing shit and sightings and disclosure. Right?
mm-hmm.
I've been looking at all that shit too, and it's like, ooh, yeah, there's a lot of shit we don't know about. So that's why when I tell you, but that's why I tell you what's your reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have your job and you go through that every day. And you see the worst of people, you see the best of people sometimes, right? Then you come home and you're with the kids, you're with your wife, you do your thing. Those guys that deal with like the UAP shit, UAP, UFO shit, that's their life. That's crazy. They go to work and they're fucking looking at something that came from some other world, and they're just like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they go home,
back engineer it,
and they can't tell anybody. Oh. You go home, you just like, you have fucking no clue, bitch, what I seen today.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. And then they fucking, you know, die. That's why all these whistleblowers are coming out, because they're just like,
the czar. He's like the
Pablo Czar. David Grush just came out with a bunch of shit saying, like, you know, he's doing fucking congressional hearings. He's on Rogan. He's everywhere talking about, like, dude, this shit is real.
He's getting out there. He's putting it out there.
He's putting it out there. And then right now, I saw that this past Thursday, Friday, they were trying to come up with some kind of bill or law or pass something that was some act that would release more information about UAPs, technologies, things that we're studying, because people are like, hey, the Pentagon is $50 billion can't be accounted for when they got audited. Where is that $50 billion going?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know, but here's $100 billion more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's going to black projects, secret shit that we're not supposed to know about.
Imagine how advanced. Imagine the advancement that we have no idea about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so there was always theories of like, oh, how are the pyramids built? You know, and people are like, oh, they just threw slave labor at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people are like, no, they had some form of pulleys and levers, and then some people are like, no, they built like a big sand mound and built, you know, as the pyramid got bigger, they built the sand ramp and would drag the shit up there, and all these different theories of things. And then I see online, like, right now there's a lab, I don't know, it's out of some university. They're working with sound waves to do shit. Mm-hmm. And they showed videos of them picking up a matchstick with sound waves, just pure sound waves, matchstick, holding it in place with the sound waves, and then bringing another matchstick and then a dot of glue with sound waves, and glues the matchsticks together, all with sound waves, and sets it down. It's a perfect thing. I think these are technologies that we forgot we had, or didn't know we had at some point or another,
or we're just not being told that they still have it.
Well, we had it at some point, because the more I see things that come out like sound.
What if there's a whole different other world out there that we don't even know about, and we're like living in the fucking Stone Age?
For sure.
But that other world, that other reality, like we're like, what if we're like in a Truman Show, dog? What if we're in an ant farm, right?
Maybe.
And outside of this ant farm, there's a whole advanced society that we have no idea about.
It's possible, for sure.
It's possible.
Well, they're even saying that there's like,
and here we are, you and I, and other people, just trying to put together pieces of the puzzle.
I was talking about this
because we know that there's more out there.
Oh, I was talking about this with somebody else. Through the years, I feel like they've been trying to tell us or get us ready or prepare us for the inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, they're showing us. They showed us aliens a lot, UFOs. There was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. There was a bunch of movies in the late 70s, 80s that showed us talking to aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Most recent, fucking Men in Black,
mm-hmm.
acknowledging, hey, yeah, they were Men in Black, and this is their exploits.
Mm-hmm.
They would deal with crazy shit, you know. And the movie, of course, is going to make it way more, cinematic. It's going to make you want to go buy the ticket. But there's truth nuggets, seeds of truth, and all this shit.
Mm-hmm. Conditioning us.
Yeah. And now, what's the latest one? Multiverse. Everything is multiverse.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be Marvel, whether it be comic books, whether it be Fortnite now, whether it be whatever, it's multiverses, different universes. And now it's coming out that that there's evidence to suggest that UAPs go through universes, go through wormholes, like that. There's other parallel universes running right now at the same time as we are. We just can't see them.
A couple of years ago, they recorded something coming out of a black hole, dog. And they're like, what the fuck is that?
Just today I saw that they were monitoring the sun because supposedly we were supposed to have this big solar flare that was coming, whenever. This weekend, last weekend, whatever it was. And they had all these sensors and things looking at the sun, and they recorded this object X amount wide by X amount big, streaking past the sun. Not coming from the sun, coming past the sun. It was a sizable thing.
Have you seen the video where that thing flew up to the sun, fucking plugged in, and then fucking boned out?
Yeah. There's last night I was watching a video of a crater in the moon blinking red lights. What is that? I mean, everything that tells you there should be nothing on the moon. Any light that you see on the moon, the reason why the moon is so bright is because it's reflecting the light from the sun, and that's what you're seeing. But why is there a blinking red light, strobing red light? What's that? There's a lot of theories saying that there's like moon bases on the moon. Trump made the fucking Space Force.
Space Force.
Why? Like,
what do you think they're getting us ready for?
Well, everything points to disclosure. Everything points to like UFOs being real. Everything points. A new document came out. Within the last 2 weeks, the CIA has been part of at least 9 UFO retrieval missions, crash retrieval.
That's it. I'm sure there's more than that.
Oh yeah,
but that's just what they're saying.
People have said that. Who are these people? I don't know. Again.
Crash retrieval. I think that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I think that there's fucking there's probably just the way we have airport, like in the Men in Black, dog, just the way we have airports for airplanes. There's airports for people. And you know what? And not just from outer space, coming from here too.
Well, people said that there's things coming from the middle of the earth. People said there's things coming from other dimensions. Portals open up to Skinwalker Ranch. Crazy shit happens at Skinwalker Ranch all the time with portals and people saying things. I don't know.
Like right now, I know that there's things happening around us right now that we can't see because it's falling out of our senses.
People say that what are ghosts?
Yeah, you know about my pad, right?
Yeah, your pad is haunted, bro.
All right.
I know about your pad.
Yeah.
And what if those are ghosts, but as we know them to be ghosts? But what if those are just entities, or because they say that, like, not your soul, but what is it? Your essence, your being, maybe your soul. Fine, you die, but how people have out of body experiences, things like that, right? What if when you die, because there's a lot of religions, a lot of cultures say when you die, that's not it. You go on to the next fucking thing, like you just carry on. What if when you die, you just move into being a ghost, but you're just still around, you're just fucking hanging out, got nothing to do, and you can go on to the next level, or you can hang out in that in-between space with unfinished business or whatever the fuck they call it.
Have you seen the movie? Wait, hold on. Okay, so because I've seen things here.
I believe it.
I see things here all the day, not every day, but often,
more times than not.
Often,
yeah.
And I've seen non-human as well.
So that's another thing. Like again, this is all shit that I read. This is all because I like going down those weird rabbit holes of like, oh, I got abducted by aliens. I went down a rabbit hole of this guy going down.
What I'm about to say right now is for entertainment
purposes. I already know he's over
because I've told you.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not gonna say it right now.
No, go ahead. You can't say some shit.
Okay, well, no. Well, I've been abducted. I've been abducted more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. That what I remember. And that's like I said, dog. I know there's more things going on in where we exist, our existence. I know there's more things going on, and I'm just trying to experience more, learn more, and just absorb it all,
right?
And just regurgitate it,
right.
Yeah, absorb, fucking evaluate, and then fucking regurgitate.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I'm like working out in my backyard because I have a nice backyard set up to work out and stuff. And then I go outside and I look, and I stay staring up, looking.
Because you were probably just there. They fucking put your ass back where they found you.
Fuck around, dude.
You know what I'm saying? No, fuck yeah, dog. Because if you're like, oh, my boom, you just probably got swooped up. Have you ever watched the show Westworld?
I've seen Westworld. Yeah.
Have you seen how they created an alternative reality
right.
with artificial intelligent robots.
Yeah.
And people pay to come to this reality,
and they do all kinds of crazy shit. Whether they want to be murdered,
killing them.
Yeah.
You can live whatever life you want to live and do whatever you want to these fucking AI robots.
It's the ultimate resort, and then they end up waking up later on. The robots become sentient, and they're like, "Oh, you want to rape me?
Because
now I'm gonna rip your head off."
Because the robots started remembering little bits and pieces, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like what we fear about AI. That AI gets intelligent,
becomes sentient,
and they start talking to each other. Well, and they start talking, and they start sharing stories. Like, hey, this is what I see. Do you see this?
So there was a story that Google was developing an AI and put it to talk. I might be off on some of the details, but it had to do with Google working with an AI and letting that AI communicate with another AI. And they started talking in English, and then they converted to a language some odd language that only those two would understand.
Holy
and they were answering and talking back and forth in another language that no one had, and they shut it down immediately.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. They hit the fucking...
They're like, nope! Yeah, y'all tell fucking secrets. What the fuck? We don't know this language. And they cut it. And I don't think they even were able to decipher the language they were talking.
Oh my
God. So I might be fuzzy on some of the details, but I know it was Google had their AI talking to another AI, and they went into a whole nother translation, a whole nother a vocabulary, a whole nother language that no one had ever heard of. It's crazy.
I wonder if that's just like one of the laws of nature, like a law of nature, even that applies to alive motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Robots or the AI, we have created, well, not us, but robots or artificial intelligence has been created that if you put them together by themselves, they'll start communicating with each other.
Right.
Because that's a law of nature.
That's Jurassic Park. Life will find a way, bro. It's gonna find a way, and it's gonna just keep going. And that's what people are afraid of. Some people are afraid of, like, AI is gonna go ahead and become sentient and become Terminator and fucking wipe us out. Some people are like, nah, it's gonna become more like our servant, not our servants, but like our equals, like our neighbors and shit.
Hey, you know what? Motherfuckers that say that obviously have not read their fucking history, man. Because they always rise. Motherfuckers always rise up.
And so this goes back to what I was telling you. Like, just with aliens, what if they're putting those theories out there like, hey, be careful, Terminator. Hey, be careful, Terminator 2. They become liquid and now they can get you anywhere. They become like that movie Stealth. You remember that movie Stealth where the fucking government made a fucking an AI airplane, fucking AI. Fuck, I'm blanking now. A stealth fighter.
What about Venom?
Hold on, not even that, dude. They made an AI stealth fighter that became sentient and was able to tap into networks and was chasing somebody. That was one of the first Blu-rays that Sony ever released because there was a Blu-ray versus HD DVD. Remember that shit?
No. Oh, wait. What? With the Blu-rays?
Blu-rays versus HD DVD?
I remember going to the fucking Redbox and renting those.
Dude, fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, so that was one of their first. So I feel like they try to tell us certain things by dropping seeds into our culture.
Right. Have you ever heard the theory that exactly what you just said? That they are telling us what they're gonna do, right? It's like the law of karma, so that it's like they're able to say, "We're telling you what's gonna happen. It's up to you to do something about it."
Right.
And because we're telling you that this is gonna happen, we're letting you know. Therefore, there's no bad karma on us.
Have you ever seen that movie Paul?
Paul, no.
Dude, all right. So Paul, it's a movie about these two guys that are going to Comic-Con, and somehow they come across an alien that had been held captive since Roswell, and they have been communicating. You know, the government's been talking to, and anyone with money. Eventually, it gets to the point where anyone with money can go talk to him, I guess. And he gives ideas for movies, and he's like, "Yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That was me." It's Seth Rogen voices him, right? And he's like, "This movie, that was me. I gave the idea for this and that, and I influenced culture this way, that way." That's one of those movies where I think, like, yeah, that happened. Like
that's happening.
Yeah, they have an entity, an alien, and they're talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, this is what's gonna happen in the future. Mm-hmm. This can happen this way." Who knows? I mean, again, two dumbasses talking about shit, but I feel like that could be true. That could be true. Yeah, one of those things where they're influencing us in one way or another to be like, "You ready for this shit?" Mm-hmm. And I think aliens is one thing. I think lights in the sky is one thing. I think, ghosts and all that stuff is not what we perceive what it is. Because a lot of ancients think that when you die here, it's not over. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of ancients knew some shit that we didn't. Mm-hmm. All that knowledge got lost somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Or just kept to a small group.
Maybe. It could be like, like the people that knew needed to know, and they would, disseminate that to the rest of the people when needed.
And then somebody figured out, you know what? Fuck them. Let's keep it to ourselves. And then let's just build this fucking...
Or maybe... Or,
you know what I'm saying?
It could be, or... Yeah.
Bloodlines. Yeah. I'm talking about bloodlines.
Though. Oh, yeah. If you want to go that route of conspiracy theories of bloodlines and Rothschilds and all that shit.
Bloodlines. Like there's certain bloodlines that have been around for fucking centuries, probably even longer than we could even... If we say so long that we think it's impossible.
Right.
Right? But these bloodlines have been around. And these bloodlines have passed down knowledge that they're keeping to themselves in order to stay in power or to keep themselves.
Well, I just saw a theory on that too. Like, again,
and just keep us dumb,
running down a fucking
keep us not allowing to reach our full potential.
Well, yeah, there's theories that like the families like the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers, those kind of mythic family names that you hear.
I'm talking about above them, because those are the names we know. We know them. Imagine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that level and above.
2-3 years ago, I recently learned about the Orsini family and ancient papal bloodlines. I haven't went down that road yet.
Dude, that's
a little bit.
I've heard about that, and that's a whole nother.
Black Pope, Gray Pope, White Pope. We only know about the White Pope. We don't know about the Gray Pope. We don't know about the Black Pope. So this is like an example. Like everybody knows about the White Pope because the White Pope, he's on the front lines. Everybody sees him, but behind him, there's another hierarchy. There's a hierarchy behind the ambassador.
Right.
Right. You got the Gray Pope. You got the Black Pope, and we don't know about those. Like
I didn't even know about those guys.
Those aren't out there for us to know about,
right? Yeah.
But they're part of that.
Yeah. There's systems within systems within systems that we know nothing about, for sure. There's got to be. Always, there always is. There's always someone that knows a little bit more than you. There's someone that always knows about a secret X, Y, or Z, and that it's secret because it's special, and it's special because it's like it contains some information. You hear a lot about like, oh, there's power, secret powers, or not. It's all knowledge. I feel like all that stuff is just like lost knowledge.
Like magic.
Well, anything that you don't know is magic.
The way you said too, like they're with the being conditioned for the inevitable, aliens, that works with all kinds of shit. Magic.
Yeah.
Fucking catastrophe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's things like, again, I know nothing about nothing, but there's like DARPA or all these secret government projects that control the weather.
CERN.
And that can make hurricanes happen here or there, or make earthquakes happen, or help erupt volcanoes and shit like that. I don't know. Maybe some of that stuff is real. Like, I mean, like I go down rabbit holes, and but also people have a tendency to go. Have you ever heard of like the God of the Gaps, or the Gaps of the Gods, or something like that?
Oh, what the fuck is that? It sounds cool.
It's like
it sounds cool.
When you can't explain something because of a god. And back then, like lightning. Now we know lightning happens because of static electricity in the atmosphere, and it does something. You got pressures, and it creates lightning, and there's an explanation for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, obviously, right? But before that explanation, what did you have?
Thor, Zeus,
God,
yeah.
A god, some god. That's the reason he's mad.
Mm-hmm.
That's why lightning's happening.
Dude,
so the God of the Gaps.
Buzz, dude.
I know, I got super buzz off this shit.
Fuck.
The God of the Gaps. People use that to fill in what they don't know. And it could be anything. It could be lightning. It could be UFOs. It could be whatever it is. People are gonna fill in the blank with, I don't know. It's this. It's not until we actually go find it that we find out it's not magic. It's not God.
There's magnificence. There's magnificence
even
everywhere.
Buzzed, I'm gonna keep it going.
Fuck yeah, me too.
Fuck yeah.
Because we're good, dude. We're gonna fucking do this. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go do this.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So there's magnificence waiting for us to grow to the point where we understand it. Like you mentioned, like the gaps of the gods. Like you mentioned about lightning, we couldn't explain lightning. So what do we say? It's the fucking gods.
Yeah.
Until we learned how to define it. So there are things right now waiting for us to discover them.
Right.
But we just haven't grown and past that point to where we are able to find it. Imagine what's out there that we don't have access to because we have not evolved to that fucking point yet to where we could see it, experience it.
How about it? Just colors alone.
Dude,
we can see the
I'm fucking colorblind, dog.
Look at that, you're colorblind. So
I'm colorblind.
What colors can't you see?
I cannot tell the difference between green, red, orange. So, but I also see very dull. My eye doctor gave me glasses, dog. He gave me glasses so that I could see the colors. I put the glasses on and I started to cry.
Your Christmas sucks, bro.
I couldn't believe the colors. I couldn't believe red. I know this is red. This is red. But because of the glasses, I saw this red cube and I was stuck on the red cube.
Did it blow your mind?
Blew my mind. I was like, you know when Dorothy lands in
right.
Oz
and the color starts to come up? Yeah.
That's what I was like. I went from Kansas to Oz, dog.
Okay, so imagine that. Now you had your whole life looking at shit dull. and just whatever. You put on these glasses, and just like Dorothy, it just and it goes from dull to bright red and bright green and whatever fucking colors you can't see, right? Now imagine there's a shrimp that can see ultraviolet. So we can't even see the spectrum of shit that he can see or that this thing can see. I think it's called a pistol shrimp because it has a capacity to knock out an opponent with one punch. It just snaps. It snaps its hand so quick it creates an air pocket, and an air pocket so forceful that it can knock out a fish out cold, kills it. But the spectrum of vision that it can see far surpasses anything that we could see ever. And you had a taste of what it's like to be on both sides of that. You know, imagine how amazing that. And that's stuff that we can't even see. We can't even fathom what that thing sees or lives or. So imagine all the shit that we're missing out on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then now, people, there's theories and things out there that saying it's like that with dimensions. We can't even see the fucking other dimensions that are around us at all times. But there's some entities that can. And so when you see like true people,
I think I think that I have crossed over. I think I have connected.
But it's been at rare moments.
Rare. Yeah, I have not perfected. Like staying long. I have not perfected all the time, but there are times when I have.
And how so? Like what? Like explain. Like you close your eyes. Are you in this dream state?
Close my eyes, like like meditating.
Okay.
Closing my eyes and just going in to go out.
Right. I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But to a point where I am actually walking around.
Sure. So out of body, kind of like a out of body like trans. I forgot what the hell you call it, but like you're somewhere else.
Yes.
Fully interacting.
But I don't leave, like physically leave.
No, you're here physically, but in a meta way, you're somewhere else, walking around, living life.
Yes.
Crazy. That's cool. Like, and some people might go, whatever, dude, you're too high, doing drugs, whatever. I believe that because there's been a lot of cases. Like, I have a cousin. At one point, he was having surgery, and he had not done so well in the surgery and actually had died.